Alright, are we back? I think we're
Alright,
back.
are we back?
I think. Oh my god, the sound's coming out of my monitor or something like that. Don't want that to be my. Mhm. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see, testing
Hello,
stream.
hello.
Let's see, testing
Hello,
stream.
hello.
Okay, we got it. Yeah, so you're asking what happened? Well, I think this transcription thing is using some of my video memory, and I know that my video memory is like my GPU is kind of unstable. I think there's something with the RAM or how it works. So when I play video games and stuff like that, it also kind of crashes sometimes. My CPU is also being utilized 100%, even though this should be like a GPU intensive thing. So I think because I'm streaming and doing this transcription thing at the same time, OBS just decided to crash. Yeah. So I don't know really why it crashed, but I need to check if things are still okay. I don't know if YouTube's running though. Like I don't know if the live stream is still up. No, I think it restarted the live stream. Well, that's probably fine. That's probably fine. New episode. Haha. We're back with transcribing. And I could stop this now, but I'm very curious if it actually saves it in the transcriptions. And I hope that I will not crash. I will actually just go AFK for a while it's transcribing. I think it will take like maybe 2 minutes. So I'll just go and grab some fresh air and I'll come back in like 2 minutes. So see you in a minute or two. Actually, you know what? I'm back because I was gonna go to the toilet and my roommate is in the shower. So I'm just gonna have to wait 5 minutes. Okay, so while we're doing this transcription thing, it's done in like 1 minute. That wasn't awfully long. We still have 650 episodes we'll have to do this with. So I will have to do this somehow in the cloud at some point. Because I can't run this on my computer, but if if I decide that this one is good enough, then I actually might have to find one where I know that there's a book getting mentioned, which is gonna be a little bit hard. Okay, but I do have some episode 576 should actually be, wait, it's done. Oh, and we have some in the transcript. Okay, we have JSON. Okay, here we go. This is crazy. We actually got the full transcript, and we also got the full transcript with the subtitles. It's an SRT file, which is cool if you need to get the specific timestamps. We also have a S or TSV file, which I don't know what is, but it's apparently a way of getting the timestamps. I like that. Actually, I like this one. But how can we utilize these? So these are like millisecond timestamps. What about this one? This is just a text. And then the last one is similar to SRT, but it's okay. So each sentence is kind of split up like this, or each line that it kind of compiled. And so if we search book, then about all kinds of things that you need to know for D to C, website conversion, pages, base book ads, consumer trends, email marketing. Okay, what about it? Nick has written a book called The 2-Hour Cocktail Parties, by the way. Oh, that's a book mention. So let's see if we can find this one. What happens if I copy this to ChatGPT? Okay, let's see if we can prompt something like this. You are an expert in finding books mentioned in podcast. I will provide you will be provided a part of a podcast transcript where the keyword book is found, and then it is your job to find out if it is an actual book getting mentioned or not. If it is an actual book, you will return the full book title, author, and anything you might know. Okay. Here in the episode from my first million, what episode was this? Like, let's just say 500. the keyword book was mentioned how many times? 6 times. Here are the is one of the mentions. Okay, so let's take the first one. So it's mentioned here. Maybe it should be like yeah, more context. Okay. Is there a book mentioned here? Okay. In the transcript provided, there's no mention of an actual book. The term book appears part of phrase space book ads. Like yes. And then we ask the next sentence. And we see what happens. Yes, there's a book mentioned here. The book is The 2-Hour Cocktail Party. And if we search it up, there's actually a book called The 2-Hour Cocktail Party by Nick Gray. And that is correct. Nick Gray is the author of this book. And then we see here. So then he talked about I booked a ramen, and this shouldn't actually be a mention. So we have this one, we have the book, and then we have this one. And we do it like this. Good of the gym and make more puddles of sweat. By book learn about muscle group and how they work together, eating healthy. Okay, not a picture. Nice. Very nice. Oh, it's still showing the AFK. Of course, I will I'll remove that. Thanks, Ander. Okay, I think actually this was like this is what we want, right? We wanted to do like this. Okay, so maybe I should provide some more. You will respond only in JSON. You the format being like this. Found a book. Maybe found book. True. False. And then author. What more? Title. Only if a book is found, you should provide author, otherwise just keep them both at null. Let's see if this will work. Found book false, author null, title null. Nice. And then what if we get the book here? Then we get found book true, author Nick, the 2-hour cocktail parties. And parties is not correct. But will it be able to find it when you search on Google? It probably will. What about if we search on Amazon? It probably be able to find it. That's good enough. I think it's good enough. 2 seconds. Yeah. So I just need to head to the toilet real quick. So I'll be right back. 2 seconds. Whoopty-dupty-upty. Here we are, back. Shouldn't this one be like more up? Am I actually able to do that? I am. So it's only a little bit. Only a little bit. Yeah, then we got the whole face. Maybe that's too much. Ah, that's fine. This is fine. Okay. So now we know that it can actually work. Then we need to do some programming. Oh, how did I do this? How did I do this? So it's running on the tiny model. Tiny means that we can run on approximately 1 gigabyte. It will be 32 times the speed, and it's a small model, and the small model is maybe good enough. Maybe good enough. Do I want to run this on the same machine? Or do I just want to run it locally and upload it? Put it in a database? How am I going to do this? I only really need to to make the transcriptions once. I can have them locally on my computer and then upload the transcripts. Oh shit. Okay, I need to draw. Let me see if I can find a wire. In that case, I just draw in hand. It's fine. I just draw in hand. And here we go. So we have like let's zoom in. Okay, we have some AI stuff going on, which is maybe do the folder structure. So we have the downloads. And inside downloads we have podcasts. And maybe podcasts should have like a type name. So my first million each. That's annoying. Just scaled the whole UI. Oh, whatever. We just zoom in more. My first million, something else. And then inside this one should be maybe episode 1. Should be the MP3. And episode 1 transcript. Okay, so if we make this structure like this, then we need some code that downloads RSS that we need code that gets all podcasts from RSS and puts it in podcast database. So that's same code could be used for checking updates in RSS feed and getting latest next thing should be something that checks in database podcasts if podcast is transcribed or not. Transcription job. Something like that is transcribed true false. And then we need to also search so transcribe first. Two, we do search for books. Send okay, let's do it. Oh, camera's out. So we need to add, oh no, I don't have battery charged. Well, we'll see how long it lasts. Whoopty-doopty. we back. It's iTunes podcast RSS feed. Looks something like this. Oh, that's a lot of text. A lot of text though. And then it's a podcast controller. Get all episodes, create podcast. No, get all podcasts, create podcast, update podcast, and get podcast by ID, delete podcast. So get edit page. Okay. So we want to just create a podcast. In order to create podcast, we need title, host, and URL. Inside this one, we have title. We have host. Host is just my first million. And URL is going to be I have this controller called podcast controller, where I have so I have created a podcast in the database. Open database. Podcasts. This one. From above. Podcast object looks like this. Okay, so we need to find the podcast model, and we have those here. No, I mean an episode. Podcast ID. Oh wait, did I find the raw models? Okay. The pod ID, this case will be 1 for all of the dead RSS feed. Take a R as input. From the RS we get the title, release date, description. Is that description? Oh, it's a long one. I wonder if actually the description can be that long. Episode. How do we get the URL actually? Episode looks like that, and then episode repository. Like this. If we need to don't think we need to anything to the since we can use the add create make this new function. Whoa, a lot of text. Yeah. Oh, it's just showing EOS? No, it's not. Oh, someone from Twitch chat is actually asking, hi, nasty NVR EOS webcam utility. Yeah, so I have a Canon EOS 7D, and I don't even know if you guys are still in the chat, but I'm using it as my webcam, and then every 2 hours it runs out of battery. and when it runs out, I need to switch it up. So yeah, that's unfortunate. That's how it is. I need to get like a permanent charger like this, EOS battery permanent charger. I think it's something like this, maybe, where it like goes into the battery and then the battery can just stay inside forever. But they are a bit expensive, so I'll do that at some point. Well, I need to be better at looking at the stream. Sorry. But yeah, it's a lot of context. Okay. I don't think we need to add anything to the repos, and we can use create episode function from there in our function in the controller. Will you please make this new function so that I can call it and it will create these new episodes. The only catch is that when I run the function again, it should only add the new episodes. So there are two ways of doing this. One is to check that there are no duplicate episodes, but another one would be to hash the RSS feed. Maybe it has a hash. And see if the hash changed. Then new episode needs to be added. But then again, we don't know if it's one or two episodes more, and then this should be counted for in that function. Let's try. Yeah. Let's see. Generate. Okay. Fetch and pass the RSS feed for each item in the feed. Check if the episode already exists in the database using unique identifiers such as the URL. That's a good idea. If it doesn't exist, create a new episode using the existing create episode method in the repository. Maybe it has like the URL is probably a good idea. By adding require package for HTTPS request and RSS parsing for RSS parsing, we can use the public Go package called Go feed. You'll need to install it using update episode control with the method. What are we actually using the Go feed for? New parser. Feed. Feed item. Check if episode already exists. Because these are items. Yeah, okay. Get episode. Skip if episode already exists. Pass. We don't have this one by URL, do we? Okay, let's try it. Okay. My episodes looks like this. We need to add the help me make that one so I can do. Let's see. What up, swag? You're asking, are you Danish? I am Danish, so that's a really good guess. Somebody else in here also guessed it like earlier today. He was from Azerbaijan, so I don't really understand how the frickin' heck he did it. Hello, Metal Viking. Are you also from Denmark? You're a Viking? Maybe, maybe Sweden, Norway. What up? Oh, we got some people in the chat now. We have like Twitch people coming in. Ebor Schussel or something like that. You're saying sup, man. What kind of startup would it be? And just to make sure everyone can like follow along, even though we are on different channels, maybe I should do something like this. Har lige læst din bio? Okay, you just read my bio. Yeah, so on Kick, I think I just did something like that. So maybe that's why. Thanks. Do you have experience with Puppeteer? I have actually used Playwright a bunch on my old job where I was a tester for a year, and it is built on a more modern version of Puppeteer, I think. I recommend it a lot. It's really easy to use together with TypeScript. That's what I've been doing when I was doing it. So yeah. Din baggrund, uddannelse og så videre. Yeah, so my background, my education. Maybe I should add some of those kind of things as well. So my background is that I've studied software engineering. I've done it in like two different kind of educations. So one of them is an AP degree. In Danish it's called an erhvervsakademisk uddannelse. So I was studying what is called a datamatiker for 1.5 years, and I dropped out. Yeah, datamatiker. I dropped out of datamatiker 1.5 years, and then I went to uni instead. In the middle of COVID, I started uni, and then I almost finished uni. Yeah, I almost finished uni. I have like I'm missing like four subjects, so in total 20 ECTS points. It's some really hard math courses that I just really can't get myself to finish. And now I'm dreaming about starting my own businesses and doing this. So now I'm just all in, trying to stream, staying motivated, building like small startups and seeing if I can earn some living without going the traditional way. And if I can't, then I will go back to school, I'll finish my degree, and then I'll get a normal job or maybe work in a startup. I might also just go work in a startup, but yeah. I did not finish the datamatiker. No, I was missing actually half a year of education, maybe like 1 year, and then half a year of, how do you say it, praktik, which is like you have to go out in a company and work for them to gain some experience. I went to KEA, but I've heard KEA and Copenhagen Business School is kind of similar. The management in KEA was really like, they didn't really have a lot of, what do you call it? Not to kind of speak out of bad manners, but there was a lot of things that they didn't have styr på. They didn't have really control over what was going on. But I later learned that just because you go to university, it doesn't mean that things get a lot better. So at uni, I also had similar experiences where like a lot of things didn't like really wasn't that professional. Let's say it like that. I mean, could have been things that they were better at like figuring out and putting the books out before the semester starts, and sometimes they put the wrong books, and I don't know. Kan du så ikke anbefale uddannelsen? Well, I would recommend doing the education in Datamatica. I think I should have finished that degree. Then I would have started my journey in the industry a lot earlier. So yes, I can recommend it. I would recommend it. Okay, skal nemlig snart læse Mat B, før jeg kan tage ud. Okay, so you're in high school, I presume, or maybe you finished HF. I also had to I went to HF, which is like a shorter version of college degree, and then I actually went out of there. I did Mat B already at uni. No, not at uni, at the college. But since I was applying for ITU actually first, at software engineering that they have there, I was doing Mat A in the summer holiday, which was a bit tough, but if you just do it like in an intense course, then it's a bit easier. Så jeg tænkte, nej, så jeg blev i marts færdig med uddannelsen webudvikler og speciale i frontend 2 år erhvervsuddannelse. I know that one. I actually also have a web integrator, so I actually studied a web integrator with like a speciality in 3D. I don't know if they have it anymore, but I went to this education here at 3D College where we did a bunch of game development and 3D, and then I think we had like 3 or 4 months of web development, and then we ended up getting a degree in web integrator, I think it's called, but mostly we just did 3D. But it was a cool experience, very fun. Ja, nu hedder den webudvikler. Yeah, that makes sense. Jeg har været på dagpenge, siden jeg blev færdig, og kan ikke finde et job. Yeah, so I think it is possible to get a job in web dev. Also with the education that you have now. But I also learned that many go on to go the Datamatica route and learn more. And I think if you finish your Datamatica, you're kind of a software engineering without all of the math skills, which is very valuable, and I think it's fine. I don't like any of the math stuff that I learned at uni, so I wouldn't recommend doing that if you don't like math. But I think Datamatica is really good. When you don't like math, they don't really they don't force you to go into any heavy stuff, and you are not gonna learn anything about technical stuff from like algorithms and AI and stuff like that. But it's still really cool. I don't know anything about the online bootcamps or online bootcamp. Don't know really what that is. But yeah, I think depending on where you live, choose the education that's closer to you. I know that some people from my education who went to KEA got really tired of the way that their KEA runs the education, and they ended up switching to Copenhagen Business for the 4th semester or something like that. And since the educations are very similar, it's almost interchangeable, and you can actually swap between them. Don't hang me up on this. I think it might be so, but at least it was possible back in the day for one of my friends. So just start on the one that's closer to you. It's always I think KEA, at least when I did it, was Java based, which was fine. I don't know what Copenhagen Business does. Maybe they do C#, so you can also choose based on that, of course. And yeah, they stick with one language for most of the education, and you become really good at one language, which is, it's really nice. But then, yeah, I don't know. When I went to uni, you kind of have to master a lot of languages, and they don't really care teaching you a lot. They just teach you all the ground elements, and they do that as well in the datamaticuddannelsen, which is like, once you know one language, it's really easy to learn another one. At least that's what I've experienced. So when you know the ground basic stuff in one language, you can easily go and learn others, because it's mostly about syntax and not so much about how the program actually work. Unless you go down and you start working with stuff like C, you get a lot of pointers. If you want to work with like low level stuff, you can also do some of those in the what do you call it, like valgfag, so subjects that you choose on your own when you're doing your top up at KEA and Copenhagen Business School. If you're not able to get a job when you're finished the 2.5 years of education, you can also go out and get a top up. I think it's 1 or 1.5 year, and then you actually get what's called a profession bachelor. So it's a bachelor degree. It takes a little bit longer than normal bachelor. It's because it's like two things put together, and you have to do your like going out and work for someone. Er der nogen grund til, at du ikke har søgt arbejde selv? Yeah, so the reason I haven't looked for any jobs myself is because I don't really... I have been working when I was a student for a company. It was cool. I was mainly doing tests, but then I transitioned in the end towards more development, and it was some really hard development stuff that the company did. There was like a big learning curve, and I just couldn't really see how I was gonna grow as a developer myself by doing that. But I think it's really good to go out and work for someone else if you want to develop. I am while doing studies at university, I have been started like dreaming about doing startups. I joined what is called an incubator at the university, and I started building a startup that is actually called /play. So it's a game tech startup. We've been doing it together, me and my friend, for like 2 years, and I'm just completely in love with the idea of building stuff that could potentially pick up and be like profitable, and then be a lot more like economically free, but also free in the terms of like I decide what I want to work on. And I like that idea. I follow a bunch of people on Twitter who does this. I'm fortunately enough to have a bit of money now so that I can work on these things myself. But if I run out of money, then I'll go out and also work. Yeah. So basically, I don't. I just go. No, I don't go in minus, but I use like money that I've earned up, not earned, but like what do you call it, arvel. So I'm fortunate that and unfortunate that in a young age my mother died. So I have a bunch of money that's right now just going towards living, and then I have a fairly cheap place, and I think I can go on for this for like another year and just try out the startup route without having so many liabilities. You know, I don't have a wife, I don't have a car, I don't have a child, I don't have anything like that. So I'm young, I need to just try this out. So I kind of regret that I didn't finish Web Integrator. I went to ITU before that, only for 1 semester. I don't regret dropping out there. It was way too hard for me. I wasn't ready at the time. And I think the 1.5 years of time that I actually got in my Web Integrator allowed me to grow a bit older and more responsible, and actually start on a bachelor degree at university. So I don't know if I regret anything. I learned a bunch of stuff along the way. I've been like under education for a long time, and I probably know a lot more than the average Joe when it comes to programming by like finishing the bachelor degree. But at the same time, it's also been like a thorn in the nail of like, I've seen ways of not having to finish the degree because there's stuff that I know how to do and it doesn't require me to do hard stuff with like doing math. So it's easy to tell myself that I don't have to do this, la la la. I can just drop out. But then again, at some point I probably need to. And I'm not completely dropped out. I'm on sabbatical from the bachelor, and in my mind I'm basically dropped out, but like practically I'm still enrolled in the course. I'm just doing a huge break, and then maybe in half a year I will start up on the semester again and finish those 4 subjects that I'm missing. But yeah, I'm just completely burnt out. I've been doing too many educational stuff, and like this is what I want to do, and so I'm just going for it. Yeah, but thanks for asking all of these questions. Can I ask, how old are you? Did you do the web integrator just like straight out of elementary school, maybe after 10th, or like have you been doing it for like a bunch of years? Maybe you're a bit older. Like, what are your thoughts? When I started like doing my web integrator, there was actually a bunch of people who was a lot older than me. So it was like a lot age gap, but it was very nice. And the people that I did it together with, I kind of regret not finishing together with them. Right now they all have jobs out there. They're probably earning pretty good bucks because they've been like working for a couple of years now. So yeah, I'm 26, and I mean, you just gotta do it the way you gotta do it. I mean, now, bro, that's where I studied at Kia. It was located at Lygten at the time, but I know it's moved a bit since then. I used to live in Valby, so it's like easy to get to, and it was fine. And the university I've been participating now has been in Sydhavn, and it's also been fine while living in Copenhagen. It's like easy accessible. There's also Datamatica in Roskilde probably. Yeah, next to us in Lygten. Yeah, so it's like all over the place. But I think you learn a lot doing web integrator. I don't know. No, I mean Datamatica. But also today, like, I mean, would I recommend doing it? Yes, but mostly because you live in Denmark and it's like easy to do an education, get paid for it, like while you're learning. But if you're from other countries that don't get this luxury, then maybe it's just enough to go online and get a course, maybe do some like studies. Like I have a guy in the chat called Ande. He's probably still here. He's done some MIT courses remote and just learning kind of either by himself or like having like online education. And I think that's really cool also. It's like we have this modern world and we have all of these technologies. Why not use it? Like the educational systems that are here in Denmark and also in other countries, they're very traditional. So you're not like up to date with the newest technology. You're just kind of learning the technology, which is fine. Coding hasn't changed that much in the last many years, so it's fine. But you shouldn't. So if you're afraid of doing Mat B, you shouldn't. If you're doing it at a supplementary course at which is called like HF Enkeltfag, you're only taking one course, and you're allowed to like completely focus on that one subject, right? So you have like 1 month, you take the course, you even can get SU, and you do it every day for like 6 or 7 hours. And at first it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna do math for 6 and 7 hours, and I was so afraid when doing this with Mat A. But then because you do it every day, then you kind of learn all of the things in your like short-term memory. So when exams come, you're like, oh shit, I actually remember this because I just learned about this 2 weeks ago. So in that manner, I think doing it in Enkeltfag is a lot easier than doing it like over a year, because you're doing other subjects. You're like, oh, I don't really remember this shit, I don't do my homework. But when you're there for like 6 or 7 hours, then you have to kind of do your homework and you just do it. And then when exams come, you have only like 1 week of like doing your reading up, and you do the reading up, and because you have like everything in recent memory, you just learn it all by heart, and then you actually complete it pretty easily. And even if you don't, you are still gonna be able to pass both the written and the oral exam, and it's gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Even if you've been away from it for a while, you're gonna be fine. And you're not gonna be needing it for that much in Datamatica. It's a requirement. You just need to have it. But in Datamatica, it doesn't matter that you get like 0.2. Maybe there's gonna be some modulus stuff that you're gonna be like, oh, what is this? But since you have a web integrator, you probably already played around with those kind of things in the first time anyway. So you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. I believe so. Well, I'm gonna be back to copy pasting, and even if you're not gonna be like super duper, then you can just use ChatGPT today, right? Like I'm doing. Hvordan jeg består mundtlig og dumper skriftlig? Well, sometimes it's also about learning the tools, right? And in skriftlig, you need to kind of have the tools. You need to have done the things, like what do you call it, like the practice, like, so I know in my gymnasium we did we were using like Inspire. I know some people use like MathCal, and some use WordMath, and you kind of just gotta learn what your teacher is teaching. The exams wasn't that hard on Datamatica, no. Many of them were really nice and kind teachers, and they want you to pass. I mean, you have to do a little reading up. It's harder than passing Mat B. So I think you need to be able to learn how to study for an exam. It's a good test. Trying to do Mat B. You can definitely do it. You've been doing it for 2 years when you were doing web integrator. Maybe it's a bit up, like 10-20%, but it's not like uni. Uni is a bit harder. I don't think there's that many exams on Datamatica. I remember we only had 1 exam in the first year. They're probably doing it a bit different now, and they could be doing it differently compared to like Kia or LinkedIn. Kia or CBA business. Yeah, we can connect on LinkedIn. You can shoot me a private message, maybe. I don't know if I'm able to do that though. How do we do private messages here? It's not that important that I don't share my LinkedIn here on stream. I could also just do that actually. Yeah, if you want to find me, this is me on LinkedIn. I will just put it in the chat. Here you go. That's fine. Yeah, I'll probably get the notification at some point. I don't know why it's not popping up. I'm just looking at LinkedIn. Oh, I got you. I will accept. Yeah, and sorry for talking English, but I'm kind of like trying to include everyone, even though there's not that many of us here. But this will go on YouTube or something like that in the future. And then, even though people are not going to see it, it's just nice to be consistent. So I hope that's okay. But yeah, feel free to reach out on LinkedIn. You can also follow me on Twitter if you're into that kind of thing. I love Twitter. I think also I can explain a bit easier what I'm into by doing this thing here. So I love stuff like this. Pitch your startup, right? Pitch your SaaS. People who are doing like small amount of revenue, building like personally bootstrap projects. This is what I'm dreaming of as well. Following other people who do the same thing. One of my idols is Levels.io. He's been doing like 70 plus projects, only like 5 of them like succeeded, and then like you see me in 5 years and I've done 70 projects. This is the success criteria. Yeah, it's a good idea to add people whenever you get the chance. So definitely really cool to connect. And you're asking about meetups here in Copenhagen. So I think you're talking about like tech related meetups. I'm doing like, sometimes I do entrepreneurial related meetups. I have done like 1 or 2 tech related ones, but I usually find the entrepreneurial ones more inspiring for me and like connecting with those kind of people. Yeah, I know the cam is freezing because the battery ran out, so I'm just living off of like very short amount of camera life right now. Oh yes. Okay. Back to the work. So we got this one here. Get episode by URL. Someone over at the Twitch chat is saying, yo, Tofu the Lofu, welcome to the chat. First time chatter. You're welcome to ask me any questions. I'm doing GO HTMX application where I'm trying to see how podcast and books together go hand in hand, and maybe can create a small application for that. So glad to have you here, watching over my shoulder, helping me stay motivated. That's what I'm here for. Thanks, man. So we need to do a go, no, SQLC generate, and passing config file. We need to go here. Go now, SQLC generate. There we go. And then we got this new thing here in the generated DB episode by URL. So now we have this one, and it's being utilized here in the get episode repository, and then in the episode controller we should be able to get the last bit of code and then see if it works. Right? Yeah, this is it. Boom, boom. And we also need to get this piece here. How long have you been coding? So the best way of showcasing how long I've been coding is by going to my GitHub and then to my profile, and I might be able to showcase. So I created my first commit in 2015. This wasn't actually me. It was like a person. I was doing something like 3D related. So I was contributing on GitHub to a 3D project. I was like doing a teddy bear for I was like doing candy. No, not fluffy. Amazon game, something like that. Can we find it? Would have been fun. Well, I have like a game on there from like 2015. Then 2016, no commits. 17, no commits. 18, no commits. 19. This is when I started maybe studying for this is when I started like studying software engineering at IT University in Copenhagen. I only did 1 or 2 commits, and then in December here is probably where I like dropped out, and then to 2020 I started like doing Datamatica, and then I did Datamatica all the way till like here, something like that. And then I started uni somewhere around here, I think. And then I did uni for 3 years. I've been doing a bit of commits. And then 2004, 24 is now. Yeah, so I've been coding maybe since like 2020. It's like when my journey kind of started. But then again, I did Web Integrator back in 2016, 17, where I didn't do any commits. So that it kind of doesn't really count. But that's when I learned like HTML, CSS, JavaScript was back in the day. So almost 8 years, but doesn't really count. For Go, I've only been doing Go development for like a month. And mostly it is not me doing the code, as you just saw a minute ago. It is actually ChatGPT helping me out a bunch. So where did I come from? I just downloaded this one. It should be able to find it, but maybe we need to do a reload. Sometimes the editor is a bit annoying. Need to pick up on those libraries, and I think we got it now. Maybe Go feed works. So what does the code actually do? Well, it's supposed to import episode from RSS, and it should take a query here. So RSS URL and also a podcast ID. And I don't know if these are the ways that I want to actually get these values. Maybe it should be form values. Maybe it should be URL values. Nice. Now create me a curl where the ID is 1 and the RSS feed is this one. Where it creates and fills in the data. Let's see if it works. What about you, Tofu the Lofu? Lofu. How long you been coding? New to programming, doing it for a long time, anything like that? I'm eager to know. Open database. Get this one, and then we should see some episodes filling in. Maybe I should reset all of these, but maybe I shouldn't. Okay, let's just go run. We'll go to the router. Let me see the router. I will do and then I will delete. Should I delete this one? Let's clean it up. Nothing. Books. We have author. That doesn't matter. Book mentioned. That doesn't matter. And episodes. Maybe we should just clean the database. No, it's fine. We'll do the curl. The curly curl. Copy. New terminal. With some bash. This one. Should be bash. got some questions over here, and I will just take a look at them. Okay, so first of all, we have Somalian Man. He's doing emoji DJ. If I want to work in cybersecurity field, do I need to know how to code? So yes and no. If you want to do cybersecurity, I bet there's a bunch of things you could do around administrating and stuff like that, finding stuff. But if you want to do it in like a hacking perspective, or like doing security in like preventing people from penetrating your stuff, then I recommend you checking out, and probably would be good with some basic knowledge of coding. Check out HackTheBox. It's a cyber performance center thing, whatever. At least you can get started for free, and then the idea is that you sign up with an account, and then you get like a way of like hacking a virtual computer, and then there's all of these problems. You can also find guides on YouTube on how to solve many of them. There's like easy, intermediate, beginner, like friendly stuff if you want, and you can join the platform. I would recommend doing this if you are like, if you want to learn how to hack. There's like articles about it, learn how to hack, getting a certified hack the bugs, master new skills, stuff like that. I think you should check out. There's also other places where you can learn how to hack, but that's the way. I think like just try it out, see if you like the tools. Being a hacker is more like knowing a big toolbox, getting familiar with the Kali Linux and stuff like that. Many of the things will feel like you have to program, but actually a lot of it is like learning how to do Linux commands. There's a bunch of libraries that you can use. I am by no means a I'm by no means a cybersecurity hacker expert, anything like that. I've never really had a lot of what do you call it, like interest in the field, but I know a little bit about it, and I know a bunch of people who do it. Copenhagen has won the cybersecurity master world championship not that long ago. Actually the people at my university, so they're like far beyond on that part, so that's pretty cool. And then over here at the Twitch chat, we have here, hard to say, I'd say roughly 6 to 7 years. Yeah, technically though, started probably 10 years ago, but I'm not very good in my opinion, so I'm trying to get better. I think the best way of getting better is by just doing stuff. Right now I'm trying a new thing. For the last 2 weeks I've been streaming while coding and talking to new kind people, and it's been very helpful. I like the idea of having a rubber duck, and actually I should get one because it's the idea of talking to people, or like talking to the rubber duck. It's kind of what I'm doing now, just with you guys, and it's been pretty fun, pretty nice. So yeah, if you like these kind of things, give me a follow on Twitch or on Kick. You can also find the stream. Wait, we got a follow.
Tofu the Lofu just made me focus even harder.
I'm focusing so hard now. And then yeah, there's no notifications on Kick. I'm sorry guys. I love you even though I can't really see when you follow. But on Kick, on Twitch I can actually see it. I bet you're a lot better than you think. So don't disregard yourself just because you think that other people can do better. I know that there's a bunch of people who can do better than me, but it's fine. It's all we all get there somehow. Yeah, Somalian Man, I think like checking out YouTube videos on how to hack and cybersecurity, if you're into like the hacking stuff, and then doing the hack the bugs is a legal way of learning. You get like a Kali Linux installation in the cloud, and you're allowed to actually hack what they provide to you. It's not really accessing the internet, it's just accessing that specific box with the problem on it, and then you learn a lot. Try Hack Me is also good. Yeah, exactly. There's bunch of it. used it a lot. Yeah, that's cool swag. Fucking very cool. And I'd say if you're like into those kind of things, then the industry will embrace you with open arms. To get like a really high earning pay, you would probably need like a cybersecurity, I don't know, degree. But it's an industry where there's a lot of need. I know people also with just AP degrees in computer science with no amount of math knowledge. Also, like I've met someone at Deloitte who just like kind of got into it because he was interested in it. He knew a bit of code and he just kind of grew, and he just learning, right? And I also know the Danish Defense Department, they're like hiring people, and then they do like a mentorship thing kind of thing, where they just teach you all about what you need to be able to learn, and then you're kind of like learning it on the job while getting maybe a little bit lower pay. Support technician right now. That's cool. I think you can transition if you want. You just need to go and ask the companies that have cybersecurity if you can maybe, learn while being a internship or something like that. You gotta express the, what do you call it, interests, and then maybe you can learn. So I'm just gonna pop these over here so that I can focus a little bit and test the code that we just did before. Oh, that's the stream. We don't need that right here. We need that over there. That's the rubber duck. And this is the... Don't need that, don't need that. Maybe this for later. Did I close completely out of it? Yeah, here we go. Copy this one over here. Ooh, this is exciting. Boom. Page not found. That's not good. Episodes? No. So page not found. What is that one? Page not found. Maybe it doesn't like this. Is your endpoint path to your endpoint? No, you're correct. You are correct. Also, I have not set up the router for this one, so we need a bit of work. We actually need to set up the router. And should it be a get? We'll make it a get. Populate episodes on podcast. API episodes. What should it be? Should be like IDS. Maybe it should be podcasts. Populate. Should it be ID even? No. Let's just try this one. That's a nice catch, Tofu the Lofu. Nice, thank you. We will go back and we will do this API podcasts populate, and then we'll see if the magic happens. Invalid podcast ID. Well, we do have an ID one. We do have an invalid. Okay. You haven't entered the ID in the path, but I didn't put an ID in the path. So there's no ID to be put, since the controller needs these URL queries. It will get the podcast ID, which is 1, and then an RSS URL, which is the URL for the RSS. So it should be all good like this. But then it is going to get the podcast ID, and then I wonder where it's doing this. Invalid podcast. It's not doing a check here, is it? Let's ask the gods. We need some more prints, so we'll ask the ChatGPT gods to generate some more logs. Just to get an idea about how and where it goes wrong. Boom, boom. And then invalid ID, which is fine. Okay. We got no logs. What the fuck? Yeah, no problem, Somalian man. You can always ask advice. How is it not even doing this one? Oh, do we have luck? Log is not the same as. Ah, that's right. What do we do up here? We are doing like. Go print to console. I don't remember what it's called. It's called like MTF or something like that. FTM. Okay. FTM. Oh wait, FMT. Wonder what it actually stands for. Formatted IO operations. Formatted. Why is it FMT? Don't like that. Okay. Well, over here, do this. What is going on? Oh, here we are. That is the one. But I'm not getting this. Weird. How is it an invalid podcast ID? It doesn't know how to pass this one. Well, I've been drinking too much coffee. I need to go for a pee, so I will be right back. 2 seconds, guys. And we're back. if we just hard code it for now. This one as well. And email is equal to this one here, and then cast ed string is equal to 1. What happens then? Invalid podcast ID. Okay. And now we're gonna start new chat. Ask it. I have coded the value. Getting. Fuck me. It thinks that I'm doing this thing here. course. So I can't do it like that. Can we skip it like this maybe? All right. Welcome to the stream. Whoever is tuned in the chat, I'd be more than happy to take any questions you might have about the project. If you want to ask me any personal questions about programming, Go HTMX, feel free. You can add me on Twitter at ekvelop, or you can follow the stream. I don't have notifications on Kick, but I will try to set that up someday. It's more fun to get the notifications, right? So we see we just got the episode controller to be updated so that it uses the correct URL, and I will test that by populating it now. This is a fun command. It looks all of the RSS feed from the podcast. Takes all the episodes, it adds them up. Now there's 625, that looks a bit better, so it is supposed to be Gucci. Let's see now if the podcast 1 episodes. Let's see how many we get. Ooh, we got a lot now. And we listen to episode, and we get to the correct.
All right, we have a big announcement.
Yes. Okay, so what do we do now? Can we edit? Oof. Okay, I like this page, but I need to make it more like smooth. Let's try to put it more side by side, maybe. Or maybe we are actually done populating. Yeah, I think we are. I think we are done populating. Come on now. Status. Populating. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, whatever. We just push it all. Push it to the limit. And let's look at these templates because we have these episodes. Oh, that's. Oh, it must be the audio file. Ah, that's fine. Whatever. Okay, we're not gonna push this. Okay. We can save all from downloads, maybe shouldn't be added. Yeah, let's do that. So we have stuff in internal downloads. And Oh, is it still included? That's annoying. Hello, Deepak SP24 or Deepak. Yeah, I think I said it correctly. Maybe I butchered it. Welcome to the stream. Oh, we got a camera shut off. I'm struggling a bit to keep up with the cameras. But we just got some EOS utility incoming. Let's see if I can just swap the battery real quick. And let's see if we're back. We have liftoff. Okay. Then I need to do this one. I'm doing some Git cleaning. I accidentally pushed a MP3 to my Git history, and now I think I'm a bit fucked, which is annoying. Oh, fuck. I'm working on. Yeah, I can tell you that. So I like listening to podcasts. For example, I listen to this podcast called My First Million, and it has like 600 episodes or something. And I like to kind of listen to podcasts and then get inspired to read books. But I can't listen to all the podcasts in the world in order to get book recommendations. So I just thought maybe I create a database that scans all the podcasts, and if a book is mentioned, then it will put the book in a relation with the podcast, and then this way I can find a lot of books and kind of index them together with the podcasts. So I'm creating this site called Bookmenti, and I'm also doing a newsletter and stuff like that, but in the end it will be a list of a bunch of podcasts. So for example, this is My First Million. It has all of these podcasts. The idea is to then be able to see what books are related to that podcast. So that's what I'm building. But I got a big problem in that recommendations for self. Yeah, so for example, if you listen to two podcasts a lot, but you just can't keep up all the time, or you want to know all the books mentioned in that podcast over all the time, then you can kind of get a library of all the books mentioned in that podcast, and you'll get a link to when they were mentioned, so you can go and check out what was actually said about the book, or like why it was mentioned. So these kind of libraries already exist in like smaller scales. So for example, have you heard about the Joe Rogan experience? Somebody created this Joe Rogan library, which is all of the books mentioned on the Joe Rogan podcast. So for example, if we go to book list, you can see most mentioned books. So for example, The Art of War, Sex of Dawn, The Spirit Molecule, all of these, like these are the ones that are, and you can like quickly see here like, oh, this makes sense, it's are Joe Rogan books, and you maybe can get inspired to what your next read is. But this doesn't, like, there's no library for all podcasts. So I want to make a library that kind of like is a library for all podcasts. So that's what I'm building. Yeah, I think maybe it'll be useful. Maybe it would just be like a small project, I don't know. Do you do programming yourself? Do you maybe do like indie hacking or building projects of your own? Maybe you want to get into it. Hey Jackson, sorry, I just didn't see you were here in the chat. Hey, schizo web developer. Wait, schizophrenic web developer? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was just doing some GitHub stuff and cloning the repository from new because I was like posting some MP3 file and I accidentally committed it and I was a Git noob. What kind of startups are you building? Well, so this one right here is called Bookmenti. And it's a startup where I try to put books mentioned in podcasts in a database or searchable web page so that people who listen to podcasts can find books that are mentioned. A good example is the Joe Rogan library. So for example, here somebody has made a library of all of the books mentioned in Joe Rogan. And so I want to do this for all podcasts ever because I don't listen that much to Joe Rogan, but I listen very much to entrepreneurial podcasts. So if you like entrepreneurial podcasts, then sign up for the newsletter, or maybe wait 1 or 2 weeks until I push out the search engine where you can search for a podcast and then find all of the books mentioned in that podcast. Yeah, so that's what I'm building. And I'm using HTMX and Go in order to kind of build it. So if you like those kind of things, then hit me up with a follow. So maybe I'll connect with you on socials. If you have Twitter, feel free to also connect there. How are you extracting the books mentioned in the podcast?
Schizophrenic web developer just made me focus even harder.
Thank you so much, man. Now I'm really focused. How are you extracting the books mentioned in podcast? Well, so actually I just made a little script that does this. But the idea is I don't have it included now, but the idea is to, maybe I can find here. So I will get the MP3. I can get that from, for example, the iTunes store. It's easy, just download it. And then I use OpenAI Code Whisper on it. So I transcribe it with the Whisper AI, and then when I have the transcript, I will filter for words like, for example, book or books or stuff like that. So like words that are mentioned like that. So this is the one. Search for book, books, author, stuff like that. And then I will like if I find like yeah, exactly, speech to text. That's what OpenAI's Whisper is. So I could also just download the transcript from YouTube, but I don't really want to do that. So I will transcribe it, and then I will search for the keyword book, and then I will send the surrounding text. If I find a keyword book, I will send the surrounding text to ChatGPT, and then have ChatGPT analyze the text. So I will send like 2 or 3 sentences, and then ChatGPT will kind of return back if it's a book or not. And if it's a book, it will give me the title and author, hopefully. Then I will search the book on Amazon. Then on Amazon I will probably find the book, and then I will link the book in my book mention database. And then when the connection has been made, then the book is linked to a podcast episode, and then that's kind of how I'm planning on doing it. Maybe you can feed it to ChatGPT, they will extract it. Yeah, exactly. That's what the plan is actually. So yeah, I'm just right now building the backend part of it and making sure that it will work, and then I will do the AI stuff later. I already made like what do you call, like another project where I experimented with it, and I think AI and ChatGPT is able to actually extract books with a pretty high accuracy. Of course, it will make mistakes, so I will have to either manually filter out the mistakes, or maybe the community can like upvote or downvote if a book is correctly mentioned. And so maybe if a book is not correctly mentioned, it will get like a bunch of downvotes, and then maybe I will go in and admin it a bit and see if I can like remove or clean up or edit. But that will be like future stuff. So right now I'm just kind of figuring out how to add my favorite podcasts to the site, so it will be like an entrepreneurial kind of minded site. See if I can get some people to sign up to the newsletter so that they get updates from these entrepreneurial ones, because I can't follow all podcasts in the whole world. It would be like too much transcribing and too much AI. But then I'm thinking about how I can like make some revenue off of it, in like maybe other people will want to track their favorite podcast, and then maybe they can reach out and I can start tracking more than just my favorite podcasts. Put the URL in your description. That's a good idea. Yeah, I'll do that. Twitch. I actually don't know how to edit the description. Keep an eye on me while I'm being productive. Maybe I can. How do I edit this? Yeah, I'm a bit new to the whole Twitch thing. So in your about field maybe. Yeah, I'm thinking about like in this one. Isn't this the about develop? Yeah. Here we have it. Yeah, because right now it's just on a subdomain on my Equilab main domain, so I will get it a domain at some point. Check it out here. I should probably also see if I can do that on Kick. Maybe like this. Yeah, that works. Wise decision to drop out of college and build your own projects. Well, right now I'm on a sabbatical, so I still need to finish like 4 hard math courses in order to actually finish my bachelor. I already did on my bachelor thesis and everything, it handed in, got a good grade, but yeah, so I am like 90% sure that I'm gonna drop out, but I will have this half year, 1 year almost, to figure out if I can make it as a solopreneur or entrepreneur or something like that, bootstrapping my own companies, bootstrapping a startup, seeing if I can like make it. If not, I might go back to school and finish. I might also wait a bunch of years, go to like another startup that already made it, and then just like learn a bunch of stuff. I think I can also make more money building projects, and I also will have more freedom, and I will have more like, yeah, I'll enjoy life more if I just don't work for other people. Also, I don't really like being able to, like having to join a company and work my way up the ladder. It's like all this corporate thing. I'm not sure I'm built for it. I'm more like, yeah, I like this stuff more. And I think it's possible. Yeah, freedom, exactly. Are you building stuff as well, like freely? I follow a bunch of people on Twitter that think the same way, and they are like crazy people, so I'm trying to be like them. Do you know Levels.io? If you don't, go follow him. He's fucking nice, and he pumps out all of this tweets about like how to make it. He did like 70 plus projects, only 5% of them made it. That's my goal. I want to do like 70 projects in the next 10 years, and then 5 are gonna make it, and it's gonna be amazing. You quit your job? Yeah, I started last week building stuff on an equipment job. Oh my god, that's crazy. 1 project a month. That's the goal that I'm working towards. I think it's the same goal many are kind of setting out to do. This project, to be honest, I have not worked on it for like I haven't worked on it for half a year, but it has been in my mind for half a year now. I kind of started doing it. I think I built it in like 5 different stacks, just like doing the start of it, but never really finishing it. And this has been like by far the longest I've ever gone on completing it. And I started almost a month ago, and I think maybe in 1 or 2 weeks I'll be done. Yeah, Mark is also really good. Like he's I follow him on my like my personal account as well. Shipfast. Yeah, he's doing the same thing. But yeah, he's been very like what do you call it, like hyped in the past I guess 3 or 4 months. Yeah, I really like him. Yeah, he motivates me as well. I think he made like these skits are so funny.
What the heck is he doing?
Have you seen
He's
this?
preparing an invoice for a customer. Does he know the customer is German? So you have to add your merchant company name, exact merchant company address, and your merchant VAT ID, including the country prefix?
I love this so much.
Okay, I had to have made some kind of a dent by now.
Eh ben non, the invoice number is not sequential.
Come on! Oh.
Oh, scheiße.
He's so good at making these like small ads, and I guess they don't get that many views here, but he posts them on Twitter and then some of them blow up, and he's really smart. But maybe I'll start doing stuff like this at some point. Right now I just like love the way that I can stream and people tune in, and then I kind of feel the motivation by building because other people are watching, so I kind of have to keep going. And then I know when I turn on the stream, it has to be all about coding, programming, talking with people about it, and it's a really nice way of like staying motivated. So if you're just new to the game, you're finding the motivation really hard, you know, getting out of bed, keep on the grind and stuff like that. That's kind of what I do, at least. It's really hard sometimes. Then I recommend streaming. You don't even have to put your face on it or anything. It's just like people tune in because there's this like small community both on Kick and on Twitch where other people are actually building stuff, tuning in. It's not like people stay around forever, but it's really nice. And then maybe in the future I'll be able to grow a little bit larger, but it's not the main goal. The main goal is just to kind of get motivated by building these projects for like myself kind of thing, and then maybe other people like it too. Let's see if it will populate. Maybe I spelled it wrong. Maybe like this. No. Put a 1. But hey, if you want, you can we can connect on Twitter. Maybe if you're on Twitter, you feel free to follow me. I'll follow you back. And it's always nice to be in a community of people building stuff. So this is my Twitter. I just started like November, so only been here for like maybe half a year. I'm trying to reach out to people and like stream and stuff, and maybe see what other people are into. So if you like those things and like building stuff in public, then let's connect. I'll follow you back when I get someone following me. I always try to follow back, especially when they're building stuff. And yeah, cool. Well, I just need to go through the toilet for a quick pee. I've been drinking so much coffee, so I just need to to do that. So I'll be back in 2 minutes. And I'm back. wonder actually if I'm following Mark on. Yeah, I am. It's cool. Oh, 2 seconds. Somebody's calling my door. I just need to.
amplify my thoughts so people will quit asking me for sandwiches. That should work, right?
I don't know what you're talking about, Space Ghost.
Go ahead,
My
Mozart.
show was... Yeah, we poked you with sticks till you fell down. Remember?
You sure I didn't harness the power of the sun?
No, it's definitely sticks. Beaten with sticks.
All right, go get 'em. How's it going, man? Ow! Ow! Not there! Ow! Ow!
Are you still here?
Welcome to the program.
I'm sorry. I thought the show was over.
It started?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, everybody, I think that's the stream for today. I am happy and glad that you all went here and watched it together with me. So even though we got interrupted halfway through the stream, I am super glad of all the people who tuned in. We've been up for, I guess it's been like 5 hours streaming now, even though it only says 3 hours and 40, because the other stream also was there, but it was cut off. So I think that's a pretty good stream. I'll end it at that note. So thanks everybody. See you on the other side.